Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by, and while you're here, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited for today's video because I'm finally bringing you guys a tutorial for my signature glam. This makeup look is summer proof and oily skin friendly, so if you want to see how I got this look, then stay tuned, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. First thing first, this goes on to everybody, especially my oily skin girls. If you have oily skin, does not mean you have to skip this step, because you need to make sure that you're starting your makeup off with a really nice hydrated skin. So I already did my skincare routine. I went in with this L'Oreal Niacinamide serum, and I went in with Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. This is very moisturizing but extremely lightweight, and it keeps my skin very hydrated, and it's perfect for makeup prep. The most important step in your makeup routine, this is all year round, not just the summer, is SPF. I use the La Roche-Posay's Face SPF 50. This is really amazing, really good for dark skin, does not leave a white cast, very lightweight. This is such an amazing SPF. I already went in with this. Now I do my skincare routine about 10 to 15 minutes before I do my makeup, just so my skin really soaks in all the moisture and all the product, and this helps my skincare routine really get in, and it does not mix around when I come in with my primer and all that good stuff. So I already did that skincare routine about 10 minutes ago, and now we're gonna jump in right into makeup. Because I have extremely oily skin, I like to prime my face with mattifying primers. I've been trying this e.l.f. Power Grip matte primer, and I've absolutely been loving it. I really love using this primer because it still gives you that grip effect that you get from the other e.l.f. gripping primers, so it still like hold your makeup on, and it gives you that oil control and the mattifying. Definitely, if you're looking for like a nice affordable primer, I would 100% recommend this. So I am an eyebrow before all of my base routine type of girly, so I'm gonna go in and fill my eyebrows. Before I do that, I do like to go in with a translucent powder that is close to my skin tone. This is the Laura Mercier in translucent medium deep. I'm gonna use this to set all around my eyebrows. This also helps me with oil control, just because I find that my eyebrows get really greasy throughout the day. So I go in with this and I just pat it around my eyebrows to help with oil control. To fill in my brows, I'm gonna go in with this NYX micro brow pencil, and this I'm just gonna use to go in lightly and fill in my brows. I like a more of a natural brow. I like to stick with my natural brow shape and not fill it too much in the front. I usually just focus more on the end because I love the natural brow look. Once I finish filling in my brows, I like to go in with this brow gel by Maybelline. You guys, when I tell you, I used to never believe in brow gels. Anytime I needed to set my brows in place, I would either use a lash glue or the Got To Be spray to set my brows in place. But when I found this brow gel, it changed the game for me. It's affordable and it actually works, because I have very stubborn brow hairs. They're very curly, they like to go where they want, but when I found this brow gel, it changed the game for me. And that's it. My brows are nice and set in place. To clean up and conceal my brows, I like to go in with a concealer that's very close to my skin tone, and the concealer that I'll be using today is the Lancome Serum Concealer. Any concealer that's very close to your skin tone and your undertone would work just as good as this one. An affordable alternative concealer that I love using is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Concealers. These concealers are amazing. They're very full coverage, but they work absolutely amazing. When cleaning your brows, you want to use a really nice flat brush. This is the one I like to use. It's nice and flat, and this cleans out my brows amazingly. So I don't like concealing the top of my brows. I like that natural look. Okay, once I finish cleaning the bottom of my brows, I take a nice fluffy brush like this one to just blend out that concealer and push that into my skin. Okay, the brows are done. Loving them. They're sisters, not twins, so easy on them. Next step, so I've been doing my makeup a little bit differently and I absolutely love it. So what I do is called underpainting, where I apply like one layer of makeup. So I don't go in foundation, concealer, I kind of just do a one layer of everything. So we're gonna start with bronzer, and I picked up this new bronzer from Bobbi Brown. Absolutely love the shade. This is in the shade Espresso. So I use this bronzing stick to bronze my face, so I go in with all the areas that I want to look nice and bronzed. Perfect. And I love this underpainting method because I feel like it makes my makeup process a lot faster. I find that when I do the underpainting method, I actually use less product on my skin than I would have if I did my makeup the other way, and it works absolutely amazing. The bronzer is nice and blended. I love how it looks. I'm now gonna go in with my blush, and the blush that I've been loving this summer is the Rare Beauty in the shade Grateful. I absolutely love the color of this blush. It's such a pretty blush for dark skins, and I'm not shy when it comes to blush, so I'm gonna go in with the brush to blend that out, and I keep it more on the outer areas of my face. I like to bring that nice and close to like underneath my eyes for that radiant look. Like my signature look is very heavy on blush and bronzer, so that's why I went a little bit heavy on that. And the thing about underpainting, it looks crazy before it makes sense, before it all comes together. So at this point is where we start looking a little bit crazy, but I promise you it's all gonna come together nicely. Okay, and now the next step is concealing. I'm going back in with the Lancome concealer, and this I'll be placing under my eyes. So I go in right here and we're placing that there. I like to place this right under my eyes to lift and snatch. Up top of my lips, a little bit on my chin. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes of letting my concealer sit. Now before we blend it, I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush setting spray, and I'm gonna use this just to refresh the concealer and make it a little bit easier to blend. To blend my concealer, I go in with this angled brush. This is the Real Techniques 421 brush, and this helps me blend everything in smoothly. The reason why I use brushes before I use Beauty Blender is because it helps me keep the coverage from the concealer, and I always start with my chin before I go in under my eyes just to blend that out. And then I'm gonna go on my upper lip, and then I'm gonna do the outer corners before I get right under the eyes. I'm gonna blend this out as well. Now we're gonna go in under the eyes and blend that out. After blending everything out, this is how we should be looking. Still very natural, but very nice and blended out. Now next step is my highlighting concealer. For my highlighting concealer, I absolutely love this concealer. This is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer in the shade Amande. I use this to just give my under eyes a little bit more coverage, and I focus this right on the under eyes, right here, and the bridge of my nose for that highlighted look. Perfect. And we're gonna let that sit. Now the next step is finally we're gonna go in with foundation, and I'm gonna be applying foundation on the areas where I have not applied anything, which is basically just around my cheek area, to give a nice blended look. So I'm gonna go in with this Maybelline Superstay Lumi Matte foundation. It's so matte, but it gives me that nice glow that I like to my face. And I'm gonna use 1 pump of this foundation to cover the areas that I've not applied anything. 1 full pump should be enough To blend my foundation, I'm gonna go in with this NYX foundation brush. This is in the number 3, and I'm just gonna coat it with all the foundation that I added on, and I'm gonna apply this on these areas that we have not applied anything. See how we have this harsh line between the blush, the concealer, and the bronzer? I'm gonna go over that with a foundation brush, and voila, it's gonna help blend everything out smoothly. And that's why I love the underpainting method, because you use less product but you still get that smooth application. So this is how we look, and I used 1 pump of foundation to cover my entire face, and I absolutely love it. Okay, before we blend in the brighter concealer, I'm gonna go in and just refresh it up with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This is the vitamin C one, and this is supposed to be like an all-day wear. I absolutely love setting my face every single step because it helps the makeup last a lot longer. In this part, I'm going to blend in with my beauty blender. This is from Elf. I've had this beauty blender for a while. She's nice and soft and I love it. Now for the brighter concealer, I'm gonna focus it just right where I positioned it to get that brighter under eye look. Again, I'm starting on the outer before I get really close in, and I'm working my way up closer to the eyes. Now I'm gonna go in right under the eyes. I'm gonna look up and blend in. Okay, now I'm happy with the way I've blended the under eyes. I'm just gonna bring back the blush just because I feel like that was taken away a little bit. So we're gonna bring back the blush. So we're gonna bring that back. I'm also gonna bring back the bronzer as well. Before we set everything in place, you already know the drill. We're gonna go back in with the setting spray to just blend everything in. Now to help push the setting spray into my skin, I'm gonna take a fluffy beauty blender, and I'm gonna use this to blend out all the harsh line and really reinforce that into my skin. And this also picks up any excess products that I don't want to set in place, because if you don't want a cakey look when you're setting in the still products on your skin, that's what gives you that cakey finish. So this is just gonna pick up any product from my foundation, the bronzer, concealer, and it's just gonna get rid of it and just leaving that nice clean layer of makeup. I'm going with a very light hand to blend everything in. There's nothing standing out, everything is nice and smooth, and that's why I love this step. This step is definitely a must for that nice flawless finish. And now it's my favorite part. We're gonna go ahead and set everything with powders. I always start with the pressed powder, and my favorite pressed powder for under my eyes. This powder helps me avoid any creasing under my eyes. I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder. It's broken, but there's something in there. This is how much I love it. That's how much I've used. It's that good. I'm just gonna coat that onto my powder puff and make sure that it's nicely coated. And I'm gonna get the excess off on the back of my hand and have a nice even layer. Before I go in with the powder puff, I'm gonna take my beauty blender. I'm gonna look up to make sure that I take away any creasing under my eyes before I set that area in place with the powder puff. Once I'm satisfied with the way the under eyes look, I'm gonna go in with my powder puff. While still looking up, I am going to set that area in the under eyes with the pressed powder. Okay, the under eyes has been set with the pressed powder. I'm gonna go over the pressed powder and bake with my translucent setting powder. This is the Laura Mercier in the shade Translucent, and I'm gonna use that to brighten the under eye, and this is going to be baking to help with my oil control and just brighten the under eyes a little bit more. Now this is the step that's very important. See how we have this harsh line from the pressed powder and the loose powder? To fix that, I'm gonna go in with the Laura Mercier in the shade Medium Deep. This is very close to my skin tone, and I'm gonna use this shade to correct that line of demarcation in to fix that. I'm gonna take the powder on a powder puff and I'm gonna press in those areas to blend that harsh line out. And see, it's like removing that harsh line. And this is the side that I've applied, this is the side without it, and this is gonna help me give that transitional blend under my eyes. And now I'm gonna go and set my smile lines in place to make sure that we don't have any throughout the day. I absolutely love this powder because this powder just helps me correct any mistakes, and it's such an important step. Okay. I also use this powder to set my forehead area, just to remove that shine, and the sides of my nose. There, we just finished like setting the areas. Obviously there's still a line of demarcation because it's powder, and I haven't gone with any powder on the other side. To set the rest of my face, I'm gonna go in with the Sephora Micro Smoothing powder. This is in the shade 65. I absolutely love this shade. The powder brush I'm using is this elf powder, and this is the complex brush. It's just a nice fluffy brush. Well, it doesn't look fluffy right now, but it's just like this nice fluffy brush that I use, and this just gives me that airbrush finish that I like. I absolutely love these powders. They're very affordable, and oh my god, they give you such an airbrush finish. I use this just to set the areas where I applied my foundation and in between the powders. Okay, and now it's my favorite part of the entire makeup routine. It's bronzing time. I absolutely love to look sun-kissed in the summer, so I go very heavy on my bronzer. And the bronzers that I've been loving this summer are the NYX Butter Melting bronzers. These bronzers are absolutely amazing. I have the shade number 6 and number 7. These are absolutely amazing. They give you such a nice bronzy glow look, and I love them. To bronze my face, I'm going in with this angled brush. I got this from Amazon, so unfortunately I cannot tell you the name of it. And I'm going in with the shade number 6 first, and this is just gonna help me bring back some color. These bronzers are absolutely amazing. I'm just gonna focus this on the higher parts of my cheeks. Apply it on my forehead. I'm gonna take this small fluffy brush and I'm gonna go into the bronzer, and I'm gonna use this to outline my nose contour. So I'm blending that into my eyebrows just to contour my nose a little bit. I'm just gonna bring it just slightly onto the bridge of my nose, slightly, but focusing that into the brows. And then to clean up any lines, I'm just gonna go in with the powder puff. I didn't add any additional product, and I'm just gonna tap in on the sides of my nose to clean up anything in the bridge of my nose. Perfect. And that's what I do for my nose contour. For my eyelid, I just keep it simple. I don't do any eyeshadow, I don't do anything crazy. I go in with my bronzer, and for the bronzer that I go in with is the Fenty Beauty Mocha Mami bronzer. This is the one I go in on my lid with. I use the exact same brush, make sure it's nice and full, and then I'm just gonna take this brush and just sweeping motion onto my eyelid to give me that bronzy eyelid. And that's how it look. This is a side by side, and I'm just gonna go in on the other eyelid, and voila, that's what we do for the eyelids. I absolutely love a good bronzing moment on my eyes. It just looks stunning. And we're done, and now we're gonna move on to the next step. Okay, now it's my absolutely favorite step in my makeup routine, and that is blushing. I absolutely love blush. My favorite blush that I've been loving this summer is this NARS blush. This is in the shade Exhibit A, and this blush is absolutely beautiful for dark skins. I love this blush. I go in heavy. I'm not shy when it comes to my blush and my bronzer. I love to look blushed. So I love this blush so much. I want to be this blush. Like, it's just such a pretty color. And in the summer, orange blush on brown skin in the summer, chef kiss. Like, do you see how it just lifts my face? I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I bring it all the way under my eyes. It just gives that nice pretty look. I go over my nose. I just apply this blush absolutely everywhere. My forehead, my chin, everywhere. Don't be shy when it comes to blush. It's not just for your cheeks. Your blush can go all over your face. I absolutely love it. Perfect. I absolutely love blush. As you can see, I went in heavy-handed. Now to just clean my under eyes, I'm gonna go in with the powder puff that I used to highlight my under eyes, and I'm just gonna use that powder puff to just press in the powder. I didn't add any extra product. I'm just using it to just press in to help that blush blend in into my skin. Once we do that, I'm gonna go back in with my powder brush, and I'm gonna start blending the blush that we've applied on a little bit more. And this is basically just the final step for my blending everything in. I literally have no product on it. I'm just going over everything to make sure that everything is nice and blended in without any harsh lines. The final steps to my eyes, I go in with this NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Black, and I use this to just line my waterline to give it that nice pop. Because I didn't do anything dramatic on my eyes, I like to do this step because it just helps pop out my eyes. Okay, this is how the eyes look. It just gives me a nice pop to my eyes. Also, it makes my brown eyes come out, I'm convinced. But I absolutely love that step. I just feel like we don't have enough blush, so I'm gonna reinforce that back in again. And now is the time I usually just move a little bit far, check each side, make sure everything is nice and blended in. If I need to bring back anything, blend anything in, now would be the time before I go in with my setting spray to set all the powders in place. Everything looks good to me. I'll go in with my powder brush one more time, set everything in place. I love how everything looks from afar. From each side, everything looks good. And now we're going to set the entire look in place. And to set that, I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush setting spray. And I'm gonna use this to set everything in place. I'm gonna go in with another layer of setting spray. This time I'm going in with the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. Okay, that setting spray is done. The final step that I like to do, this trick, is to really set everything in to make sure there's no powdery finish. I take my setting spray, my beauty blender, and I just spray on my beauty blender a couple times, and I just make sure that that setting spray is nicely and pushed in. And I take this and I go right under my eyes with a light pressure, and I just push under my eyes. This really helps remove that powdery finish and really push everything into the skin and give it that airbrush finish without giving the powdery look. Perfect, and everything looks nice and blended. My next favorite part, which is my lip combo. I probably have the simplest, most boring lip combo, but I love it. It works for me, and I've been wearing it for the last 4 years. I have not switched it up. I go in with lip liner from Morphe. This is in the shade Trendsetter, and I use this to line my lips. Once I've used that to line my lips, I'm gonna go in with one more lip liner. This is the Makeup Forever's Dimensional Dark Brown. This is a really dark lip liner, so I only use it on the outer part of my lips, and this just helps with adding some dimension. Now this is the NARS blush in the shade Orgasm. I remember when I first got this blush, I tried wearing it and the color did not work for me at all, at all, at all. It's not for my skin tone, obviously, but I tried it on my lips and oh my god, let me just show you guys. Let me show you guys how beautiful this shade is. I've got the lipstick in this shade and I've got the lip gloss. I've got everything in this shade. It just does not apply the same as the blush does. I don't know, there's just something about this blush. Let me show you. Like, do you see? Do you see how this blends beautifully? It's such a beautiful shade. And that is literally my entire lip combo. 2 lip liners and a blush from NARS. And that's all. And absolutely love it. I'm just gonna keep using this until I find the perfect shade, because I feel like this is such a perfect pink shade for my natural lips, and I've now found another lipstick that does the same thing. And voila, that is my lip combo. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I love it so much. The final step to this makeup look to lock everything in place. Now the final step to lock this whole face in place and to make sure that it's summer proof, we have to go in with the One Size setting spray. This is what keeps this makeup in place. It keeps everything set, and I like to shake this well. And okay, you guys, this is the finished look. This is my signature Glam. I absolutely love this makeup look. It's very easy, very fast. This makeup is going to be summer proof, oily skin friendly. I would like to say it's beginner friendly. I hope this tutorial was very helpful to you guys. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave them in the comments below. If you need any products that I used throughout this video, it's all gonna be linked in the description below. I hope you guys were able to find this tutorial very helpful, and thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.